Hi beauties, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because today I'm going to be diving into my top 5 favorite drugstore concealers with you guys. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with all makeup, but there's just a few different products in makeup that I am completely obsessed with, and concealer is one of those. I love trying out new concealers whenever they come out. Literally, I just need every single concealer in this earth to make me happy. I am a drugstore queen myself. I really do buy from mostly drugstore brands nowadays. You know, I'm an adult paying my bills. Gotta save that coin, honey. There is nothing wrong with being obsessed with drugstore makeup. I know that I am, and I love a good makeup product that's affordable. I did want to let you guys know that this look is inspired today by LILNASX. He just came out with this new video today of him singing Montero, but actually like doing all the sounds for the music in the back. And I thought it was so cool. He had so many beautiful makeup looks done by his makeup artist, Anthony Nguyen, I believe that's how you pronounce it. As soon as I saw this purple look, I fell in love with it. I added the little rhinestones. He didn't have any rhinestones, but honestly, I think it ties the whole look together, and I'm feeling very inspired by all of his looks in that video today. Before we jump into this video, you guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. And before I keep rambling, let's go ahead and jump into my top 5 favorite drugstore concealers. My first favorite concealer from the drugstore is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I'm sure you beauties have seen this coming. I've been using this for months now, and I am completely obsessed with it. I definitely think this is a whole dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. And the reason why I say that is because before I found this concealer, I was completely obsessed with the Tarte Shape Tape, and I used it in almost every single look. And this one completely kind of took over my Tarte Shape Tape. This concealer retails for $6, and there is 26 shades in their shade range. One of the many great things about the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer is that they not only have a matte formula, but they also have a dewy formula for my dry beauties out there. Personally, I have combination skin, but I gravitate towards more of the matte one just because I like a matte finish more than a dewy finish. The coverage on this concealer, you guys, let's just take a moment for the coverage on this concealer. I absolutely love the coverage of this concealer. I think it is so full coverage and great for those dark circles, baby. I'm obviously getting glow, but I absolutely love how big this applicator is. One of the main ingredients, which I am completely in love with in this concealer, is avocado oil, and that is for moisturizing and protecting your skin, and we all need a little moisture and protection. Overall, I am super obsessed with this e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and it has definitely become a staple in my makeup collection. If you guys keep up with me and you have been watching my previous videos, you probably saw this concealer coming from a mile away, but my next favorite drugstore concealer is definitely the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Concealer. This concealer retails for $8.99 on Milani's website, and it does have 18 shades in its shade range. To be completely honest with you guys, I am not impressed with the shade range. I feel like it could be a little bit better. Sometimes I have to go back and forth between each shades, and sometimes it's hard to tell which shade is actually mine. But nonetheless, one of my favorite things about this concealer is how long wearing it is. You guys, I feel like I could literally sleep in this for days and it wouldn't budge. One of the most impressive things about this concealer is that it's supposed to be waterproof for up to 12 hours. And honestly, you guys, I can't attest to that. I've never really worn this in any kind of water or have like cried really when I've worn this. So I can't honestly attest to that, but I need to try that. I feel like the coverage on this concealer is very good. However, I do not feel like it's completely full coverage. I do feel like I have to go in with a couple of layers on top of each other to definitely cancel out all of those under eye bags. Nonetheless, this concealer is super lightweight, and that's why it's one of my favorite concealers, because it doesn't really settle in your fine lines, and I just love it. The shade that I have here is Ivory Rose, and this is the one that I have been using lately. I am completely obsessed with this doe foot. It's actually one of my favorite things about this concealer. It's very flat and very flimsy. It's very great for getting up in that crease. I really love this concealer because it's very lightweight. I actually use this all the time, even when I'm not doing a full face of makeup. I love to use this concealer if I'm covering up a pimple or a blemish. I think this concealer is so great if you're into full coverage makeup or you're into a soft glam, not a lot of full coverage, because you can really sheer it out when you're blending it. I have been using this concealer for years now, and it will never be out of my collection. The next concealer that I have is actually a newer concealer. It's only been out for a few weeks now, I believe, and I've only been using it for about 2 weeks now. I feel like I've been using it long enough to form my complete opinion on it, because honestly, when I first got this concealer, I was using it every single day, y'all. I'm obsessed with this brand, and y'all have definitely seen me talk about them before. Here we have the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I saw this concealer, I was so freaking hype. I love Wet n Wild so much. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I've been waiting for this for such a long time. I've been waiting for Wet n Wild to come out with a newer concealer with this kind of tube, and oh, I'm just so excited. This concealer costs $4.99 on Wet n Wild's website. Let me repeat that, $4.99 on Wet n Wild's website. Can you guys believe that? So if you're looking for an even cheaper concealer than a $6 concealer, Wet n Wild has got your back. There are 20 shades in the shade range, and again, I feel like the shade range could be a little bit better. Sometimes it's just hard, especially when you're in between like the winter and the summer months, to get that perfect concealer shade. Right off the bat, they tell you that this is a medium to full coverage concealer, which means that it is buildable. It's not going to be super full coverage right off the bat, which honestly I kind of love in a concealer, because if you're looking for a no makeup kind of day, this is perfect for that. This concealer has ingredients like shea butter, mango seed butter, and licorice root extract to help hydrate and nourish your skin. One of my favorite things about this concealer is that when I set it, I do not get those little fine lines right here under my eyes, and I'm all here for that. I absolutely love this formula. It's super lightweight and very easy to blend out. I feel like it does have a little bit of a scent to it, so if you have any skin sensitivities to that, you might not like this. The applicator reminds me of exactly like the Milani one, super easy to get up there in that crease. I am such a huge fan of this new Wet n Wild concealer. You guys definitely need to try it. My second to last favorite concealer is the Essence Camouflage Matte Concealer. I didn't even know that we could get cheaper than the last concealer, but this concealer only costs $3.99, you guys. One of my biggest pet peeves about this concealer and about Essence in general is their shade ranges. I just feel like they could be so much better, and they can include so many more shades. With that being said, there are only 8 shades of this concealer, and some of them look gray in the pictures, and I'm not too sure about that, Essence. So if you find it hard to find your shade in the Milani shade range of concealers, then you are definitely going to have a hard time finding your shade in this shade range of the Essence concealers. I have mine in the shade Light Rose, and I believe this is their lightest shade. For me, it just comes off a little pinky, and I honestly don't like that. But I am super obsessed with this applicator. It's kind of like an applicator I've never really seen before. It's flat, and it's kind of got that point at the top of it, perfect for the inner corner. Y'all are probably like, I thought this was your top 5 favorite drugstore concealers, not your top 5 least favorite. But I promise there is things that I love about this concealer too. That is why it's in my top 5 favorite drugstore concealers. One of my favorite things about this concealer is that it is waterproof. And honestly, I feel like I don't see waterproof enough in concealers. Like, brands, we need to come out with more waterproof concealers, okay? The girlies like to have a good cry sometimes. This concealer claims to be more full coverage, but personally, I believe it's more medium to buildable coverage. With one layer of this, I still feel like my blue hues of my under eyes come through, so that's why I like to add a little extra layer, but it is buildable, y'all. I love this concealer so much, and I really love Essence so much, but I really hope that in the future they can come out with more shades so that everybody can enjoy this wonderful concealer. I cannot believe we are already on to our last concealer, you guys. I'm so sad. I love making videos, and I wish I could make them all like really long, but honestly, nobody wants to see that. So last but not least, I have my Covergirl Trublend Undercover Concealer. You guys, this is my baby. This has become a holy grail for me like no other. To be completely honest with you guys, these concealers right here, they really remind me of each other. I'm not gonna lie, these two, they hold about the same ranking. This is our priciest drugstore concealer that we have talked about so far. This bad boy goes for $11.99. And to be honest, since I'm always like so used to only paying like $4 or $5 for a concealer now, because you guys, I just love my drugstore concealers, and that's pretty much what I repurchase. Every time that I need to refill on this, I feel like I'm breaking the bank because it's $11.99, but honestly I'm not, because it's $11.99. We do have 30 shades in this shade range, and honestly I feel like this shade range is very fair. I feel like it's very easy for me to pick out which color I need, and they also don't have like all these different shades. Like some concealer shade ranges, like some look yellow, some look pink. Like these ones just all look natural, like skin tone colors. I do have mine in the shade Fair, and I do feel like this one might be a little too light for me, but I honestly really like a light under eye, so I usually go for the lightest shades. I really love the doe foot. It reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape. This whole entire container really reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape. This one is definitely a whole dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, because this one has about the same packaging and almost the same formula. Like, it's kind of crazy to me how much this one reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape. And you guys might be wondering why I like keep comparing everything to Tarte Shape Tape. And that's because for years and years and years, the only concealer that I used was Tarte Shape Tape. And I have so many of them and I love them. Tarte Shape Tape will always hold a very special place in my heart. This claims to be a lightweight concealer, and to me, honestly, I feel like it has a little bit of a thicker consistency with some of my other concealers. So I honestly feel like it's a little bit thicker and heavier, but that's just my personal opinion. I can't even begin to explain the coverage of this concealer. You guys, chef's freaking kiss. I am obsessed with the coverage on this concealer. It's claims to be full coverage, and it is full coverage, and we love when a concealer is what it claims to be. I will say, for my dry beauties or my beauties that are more of the dewy type, you might not like this concealer as much because she is a little bit more drying, you guys. She is matte. I personally absolutely love a matte finish, so that's why I love this concealer so much. It gives the most beautiful, perfect matte finish. This concealer also claims to last all day, and I can attest to that, you guys. A few months ago, I still am, obviously, completely obsessed with this concealer, but a few months ago, like, I just got it, and I just tried it, and I was wearing this concealer every single day, you guys. I really love this concealer, and it definitely does last you all day long. You guys, that was all of my top 5 favorite drugstore concealers. I cannot believe we're already done filming today. I'm kind of sad. I know my videos have been kind of short lately, and you guys might have noticed that I've been a little distant, but I've been trying to take more time for myself and more mental health breaks. Sorry, I'm an emotional human being. I get emotional about everything, but I am trying to be real with you guys and just like let you guys in on my life more. I don't have a terrible life. I love my life and I'm very thankful for like all of you guys and everything that I go through. But sometimes you just need a good mental health break, okay? Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you guys see me being distant and stuff, or like not posting a lot, it is because I need some time to myself. Like, sometimes it just gets all too overwhelming and you just need a break, and a good break is healthy. But other than that, I really do want to be posting at least 2 videos a week. I'm not sure if there'll be like certain days a week, but I do want to be posting 2 days a week. And if I'm not posting 2 days a week, it's because I needed a break that day, you guys. Plain and simple. I love all of you who support me endlessly, and I thank you so much for, you know, letting me have the minute to collect myself and then come back with bigger and better projects. I'm gonna stop rambling now so that you can get back to your Saturday, and I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you for literally everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you, beauties!